has something
I gotta
compelling?
answer this question. I do.
All right.
That's a good question. Oh, I want to go out on this too. Question for ethics. Serious question. When is it ethical to smack a bitch? All right. It's such a good question. Because, I mean, I've never smacked a bitch before. That's not really my style. I have, however...
You're more for sugar smacks, right?
I have, however, I was in like a 4-year relationship with this blonde.
That's what she's reduced to now.
Yeah.
She's just this blonde.
And she had previously been diagnosed bipolar and was on Seroquel for it, right? So I'm riding this train, but what can I... There were physical attributes about her that I tolerated, right? Like many do. Anyway, the point of this is, I haven't smacked a bitch, but one time the argument started to get too loud. We were living in an apartment at the time, and whoever's upstairs banged on the floor to get us to shut the fuck up. And of course, I'm thinking, I am not getting the cops called on me for this bitch, right? And at this point, she's starting to get hysterical. It didn't help that I was always responding to her anger with laughter. Oh, that never made anything better, but it sure as heck was fun for me. Anyway, the point of the story is, all I did was like bear hug her, take her to the ground, cover her mouth, made sure she could breathe through her nose.
Isn't that a Bill Burr bit?
Is it?
Women, how many times have you thought about slapping your fucking guy in the head this week? Every day. There you go. Every day. You didn't do it, right? Oh, dude, it drives me nuts. There's no reason. There's no reason. Really? No reason? How about this? You marry a girl, you fall in love, you buy her a house. You go to work every day, paying off the house. You come home one day, she's banging the next door neighbor, hands you divorce papers. You got to move out, sleep on a futon, and still pay for that house that she's going to stay in. No reason. I'm not saying you should do it, but there's plenty of fucking reasons in that arc of a story. I hate that saying there's no reason. Obviously, I'm not saying to hit a woman, you know, but saying there's no reason, I think that's crazy. When you say there's no reason, that kills any sort of examination as to how two people ended up at that place. If you say there's no reason, whew, you cut out the build-up, you're just left with the act. How are you going to solve it if you don't figure it out? Look how awkward it is in here right now. I said you shouldn't hit a woman. I'm just saying, how come you can't ask questions? You can only ask questions about what the guy did. You can never ask about the woman. Why is that? I realize that there's some animal guys out there, okay? Horrible guys, you know, have a rough day at the factory, come home, tuna casserole, and just start swinging, all right? I'm not trying to say that those people don't exist. I realize they exist. They should be buried underneath the prison, okay? So if I can admit that, ladies, can you at least admit that every ass kicking doesn't just fall out of the fucking sky? Really? Even hockey has 2 minutes for instigating, right? They understand that some back and forth happened before that shit, you know? And they won't hook up with you for a couple of days. Who cares? Who cares? You rub one out. Rub one out like a man. It's the champagne of victory.
So take him down.
So.
Take him down.
I got rear naked position, right? Got my hooks in. She couldn't do nothing. I used one of my arms to pin one of her arms to her chest and had wrist control on the other one as I was closing her mouth. So there was nothing she could do. And I was like, you can breathe. You're just going to calm down because I'm not going to jail. And I'll let go as soon as you're calm. It was one of those. This is pretty funny. But when is it okay to smack a bitch? I mean... You gotta have the right kind of relationship, man. Because if you smack a bitch, now these days, you know, you're opening the door. I haven't had so much fun answering this question. to the cops getting called, right? Because she could just say he smacked me, and that's enough. You're going to jail. If you say
you could have smacked. You could be smacking a knife out of her hand as she's stabbing you in the chest, and they'd still arrest you, proverbially.
So now I won't go on too much about this. But I do have I want to answer the question. When is it ethical to smack a bitch? All right. So under the right circumstances, with the right woman, no, if she's the type of woman where, see, because women, here we go. Carrie's like, oh God, don't do it. Like a lot of women have a nature that responds more attractant to being treated poorly than being treated super nicely, let's say. This is just verifiable and known. Like, if you're too nice, that's not as appealing to them as a little rough around the edges, let's call it. Some women, it would be in their best interest to know that A, there is a line, and B, when they cross it, C, what will happen when they cross. Like, nothing is more terrifying than a woman who fully believes you are not even capable of hitting her, let alone will ever hit her. Now, I'm just saying some women. Some women, their lives would be better, more manageable, and they would be acting right, way more than wrong, if they caught a smack across the face every now and then.
So you're referring roughly to the fact that in male interactions...
Oh, you're going to entertain me on this. This is awesome.
In male interactions, there's always a threat of it going physical, which keeps us in certain parameters. Whereas between, like, women, it goes more and more and more violent, catty, whatever. Dude. Because it doesn't become physical, it gets more and more intense. And we know, hey, it's going to only get so intense and it's going to be a fight.
Violence and women, there's a relationship there. It's not talked about at all, and it needs to be. You can't say all women ever, but generally speaking, there are tendencies. And I think we've all witnessed relationships where a woman is out of line and in public treating her man like shit. Like, I hope I never come across this scene in public, because even though it's none of my business, I will probably make it my business to check that dude and be like, you need to check your bitch. What are you doing? What are you doing? You've never come across that, seen that going on? Like some woman just going off? Some women would be better off. They'd be happier with a strong pimp hand.
I think they call that a shit test. Like they're shit testing.
Oh, man.
And you see a failed shit test.
A failed shit test.
And you're seeing them failing the shit test. Yeah. And she's just going wilder and wilder as a result. Yeah.
And it's allowed. Oh, it happens in public, and it's just totally allowed, laughed at even. But if a man is treating a woman that way in public, you got a bunch of white knights lined up just ready to toss in and try and get some white knight pussy later.
Oh, my God. I'm not sure we can have all that kind of conversation on YouTube.
You can. You can. They'll let that slide. They're pretty good about letting language slide. See, the biggest danger to the video is what I just said about women that call it hate speech. You won't get out. You can swear.
You can say vile filth. You can say all 7 dirty words.
Absolutely.
But the idea to even indicate that oh God, I don't know. All right.
You're hating on women. That's hate speech. Bam, bam, bam. That's more threatening. All right, on that note, boy, man, I just can't wait to have so many conversations in the MGTOW direction, man. That sounds like always condoning hitting women. I'm not. I'm not. I'm saying,
like the frog.
I know, right?
I'm not.
But Sean Connery knew this.
You did an interview in which you said, it's not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist, it's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good.
You don't think it's bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they can't leave it alone. They want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again and get into a really provocative situation. Then I think it's absolutely right.
What would...
Right? Like, this is how it was and how it needs to be again. You can't make a woman an equal to a man. Socrates, our hero of all heroes, says once made equal to a man, a woman becomes his superior. You can't have it. You go against nature. How many times have human beings been successful when going against nature? Nature's damn near undefeated. I can't recommend it. There needs to be order restored in our natural way. You spend tens and hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years evolving. Like those who reach sexual maturity and procreate survive a certain way, and it's founded upon a certain hierarchy, and now all of a sudden you go against that and say, no, we're all equal? Good luck. Good luck. How's that working out for you, that all men are created equal? How's that working out for you? How's that country working out for you?